Our music video shows similarities to a typical music video, using a narrative storyline for the audience to follow while also showing the face of the artist in a stylized aesthetic to promote the artist for the performance side of the video. Relationships between the lyrics are amplified, reflecting the message within the visuals, showing a young couple amidst an argument, displaying signs of happiness and sadness, reflecting the confusion expressed within the lyrics. The video is typical of the genre due to the lighting, soft pinks and dark hues reflecting the indie pop side of the video. The general mise-en-scene reflects the characteristics of this genre being aesthetically pleasing and visually engaging due to the range that reflects the interests of the main target group, being young teenagers who are engaged with themes surrounding relationships and love.
Our media group got inspiration from existing groups such as Alt J. The ideas we received from the Alt J song Breezebox was probably the most instrumental towards our music video. It gave us the main idea for our video, which was the use of reversal. We took inspiration from the video song Work by Rihanna and Drake, as the lighting includes bright and vibrant colours such as light blue and pink.
Whilst editing, we realised that our reverse narrative scene was not long enough and only covered half of our song. In order to solve our problem, we repeated the exact same footage but played in the correct way, running forward. This meant that our narrative scene played in reverse first, and then halfway through the song repeated, this time in the opposite direction. This gave us more narrative footage to work with, as well as making the storyline clearer and creating an interesting video. The only video where similar concepts being used was in Sugar Water by Sibao Mato, where two stories are paralleled in a split screen, with one playing backwards and another playing forwards. Another concept we liked was neon lighting, using warm pink, purple, yellow and blue lighting gels to light our artist's face and set. This has become quite popular in recent months and is an idea which I was especially drawn to, and we feel that has a specific aesthetic to the music, which helps to create the artist's identity. This theme has been used in a small number of videos by various artists in different genres, and we drew our inspiration from three main videos where the concept was most prominent. One video that we liked was Work by Drake, as this video fits the performance category and consists of two singers performing in a neon-lit room. The second video we used were Kings of Leon's new videos for their album Walls. We took inspiration from specific shots of the video. In the video for Walls, we especially liked the extremely focused close-up shots of the singer's face, as well as the shots where the lighting changed from pink to blue. In the video for Waste a Moment, we were drawn to the shots that used bright yellow and red two-tone lighting, which helped create a more dramatic effect. The third video we liked was by 1975. The video is a performance-based video that uses blue and pink lighting in various studio locations to create a clear aesthetic for the band. We really like the close-up shots of the artist's performance, with the lighting being used to make it more interesting.
All three of these artists use neon lighting to create an identity for their new albums, as this theme is different from what their previous albums were. We also decided that to make Tom identifiable, we needed to create a brand or image that he could be identified with. This would help to create a star image. The best way we thought that this may work was to use neon lights to make our artists in the video stand out. We also decided to use warmer pastel tones, which are more commonly linked with sensitivity, love and femininity. All of the artists we drew inspiration from are characterised by their sensitivity. Drake is known as one of the more sensitive, soppy rappers, so the soft tones suit his style. The 1975 are also known for their sensitive lyrics and have taken a new direction with their album, reinventing their image. Kings of Leon have always had emotional lyrics, with this theme developing as the band have matured. For their latest album, they have focused on warmer tones and more feminine image. The album cover is a group photo with all of them wearing makeup, fake eyelashes and big blue eyes with baby blue and pink colour scheme.
Another way that we use and develop conventions of music videos is by editing music to the beat and trying to abide by the 3-second rule. When we could, we tried to cut our shots to the beat, making the images and audio fit together, creating a more complete product. When we made our rough edit of our video, we felt that it was not choppy enough and it was too static, which meant it did not follow the 3-second rule enough. We shot pickups so that we had more footage to edit with, making shots shorter and making it easier to edit to the beat more frequently. As our genre of sensitive indie music is slower and not as beat focused, it was not as necessary to edit to the beat as much as would be needed in another genre, such as R&B. Due to this aspect, we did not decide to include too much choppy editing, as it was not suited to our song. In our music video, we used 3 different colour tones. In the house narrative, we used a light pink. In the character cutaways, we used muted tones, and in the artist's performance side of the video, we used saturated pinks and blues.
We had a lot of light focus within our music video in every aspect. We focused a lot on the different light that we were going to be using, and this shows through all our digipacks as well.
A lot of our video also focuses a lot on our artist's face, as we really wanted to make this his brand and make people aware of who the artist was when they watched it, so we could help create a star image for him. For our digipacks and ancillary tasks, the main thing that we all focused on was our lighting and colour schemes. And because this was in our video, we thought it was one of the main aspects of our project, so we wanted to incorporate it into all our different digipacks.
This is my digipack, and I decided to use much more muted tones instead of going for the more brightly lit colours. At first it was more of a graphic design sort of digipack, but I decided to move more for just pure photography based, because I just liked the way it looked more. I chose to do photography over the graphic design, as I have more of a strength in photography as I do it as an A-level.
In my digipack, I chose to stick to the colours that were used in the music video a lot and use bright and saturated colours as in the performance side of the video, as you can see on now.
For my digipack, I focused on a much darker colour scheme, which is more mature, so it appealed to more of a tertiary and primary audience, and I used some brighter tones to link to the video with the pinks and greens in the background.
Within my digipack, I focused more on Tom's face, as I wanted him to have an identifiable brand and wanted to create a star image for him. I think it worked really well.
In my digipack, I chose not to have any faces or identities in it, as I didn't use Tom, who was in the music videos, as my model. I used other models, so I knew that I wouldn't be able to put in a random person's face, so I decided not to have any identity at all in it. And also the use of flowers, I thought worked well, as we incorporated a bit of that into our music video later on when we did pick-up shots.
In my digipack, I also focused on the artist's face, as I wanted to create a brand image, but then I blurred out part of his face with a paint smudge because I wanted to create some ambiguity to it, and that's what many artists have done, such as like Daft Punk and Sia, and it helps create a brand for them as people think of them as what they want to know what's behind the image, and it makes them think about the music a bit more. I also, like Travis, focused on the flowers as they feature in our video. I thought it was quite a sensitive topic, which is quite similar to our artist's music, so it once again helps identify his brand and his type of music and genre.
Another part of the project which we had to do was each creating different websites for our artists. We all created these on Wix and linked them to our different digipacks. We also used these websites to promote our artists and any events they were doing, and photos and social networking. For my website, I heavily linked both the music video and my digipack with the colours, use of flowers, and I also included no faces or identity in any of the photos, so you can't see who it is, which is a theme which follows throughout both my digipack and my website. I created different social network sites for my artists and came up with tour dates and linked videos to the website.
For my website, I linked it quite a lot to my digipack and the themes that I pulled out from the music video, and I had the homepage with the album which you could buy, and then an Instagram feed which you can't see on the school computers, and tour dates, a video of our music video about the artist, and news. And I also created a gallery so that fans could see pictures of the artist and from behind the scenes, as well as a shop to help sell the artist their merchandise and also promote them.
I chose to add more colour, so it linked to the music video. I have still the images that I used within my digipack, but I added more which used different lighting, such as this image here. I also included tour dates, a link to the music video, and other social media links.
My website and digipack use bright and vibrant colours, which would mainly attract a primary audience, as it is colourful and eye-catching and is maybe more fun than it could have been with the use of flowers and the different videos I included in the colours and photos.
I would say that my website probably attracts more of a primary audience due to the bright colours and the vibrant images, and my digipack with the muted tones could apply more to a secondary or tertiary audience.
I'd say that my digipack and website probably appeal more to the tertiary and primary audience because it's quite mature with dark themes and colours, but it also can be quite bright with the colours of flowers. So it's quite good as it appeals to both, so it will have a larger market to apply to.
During the editing of our music video, we gathered together a focus group to comment on our video through every process of editing that we went through. Our target group consisted of our primary demographic, but we used various different age groups to gauge a broader knowledge of audiences and what they liked and disliked within our video. Our target audience was from 12 to 30 years old, so we gathered people of around 18 years old for our audience feedback group and started by giving them the lyrics to analyse and listen to the song with no visuals. Here we got an idea of how popular the genre was and got some positive feedback.
For the first two questionnaires using just audio, it was interesting to see what our primary audience thought of our song. Some of the most common feelings they had while listening to the song were
happiness, nostalgia, relaxed,
chilled.
It was interesting to see how they also identified the genre as
Indie pop.
many said it reminded them of.
Foster the People, the 1975.
In the second part of the questionnaire, where they looked at lyrics, many of them identified themes such as
summer.
All of our target audience felt that.
Images matched the song, editing matched the rhythm.
Some of the group thought that the pace was
A bit slow.
This was very useful as it led to shoots and pickup shots to scatter throughout the beginning so that we had more footage to cut throughout, making the editing pace match the rhythm. All of the group thought that the video,
matched my version of the song.
especially through
Use of the narrative to tell the story.
For our tertiary audience, we gained a lot of helpful information from our second questionnaire, where we reviewed the audio with the lyrics. This is because it gave us insight into how our tertiary audience of parents and teachers thought of the song. When describing how the song made them feel, some of the most frequently used words were
nostalgia, themes of dreams.
This was interesting that it didn't differ too much from our target audience. It reminded them of artists from the 80s. In the second half of the questionnaire, where we listened to the song with the lyrics, a lot of them identified themes such as
Wanting to change, end of relationship.
The tertiary audience also felt that when they read the lyrics, it changed their perception of the song. It was useful as we found that our tertiary audience's ideas are very similar to our primary audience, and this meant that our product would be accepted by a number of different audiences.
For our second questionnaires on the music video with our tertiary audience, it was interesting to see their reactions and how they would differ from the primary audience. This was another useful questionnaire as we learned how our video can appeal to all age groups and that almost everyone enjoys the visuals and can see the connections between the song and video, so we achieved our aim. As a group, we used a range of different media technologies throughout planning, editing and filming. We created a Facebook group and an email group where we could chat to arrange filming and send one another important documents and images that were useful for all of our blogs. By using social media, it made things a lot quicker and more accessible. All members on the group were reliable in replying and helping arrange meeting and filming.
In the pre-production stage, we used a lot of media technologies in order to research, plan, and develop ideas. One of the key technologies we used were websites. For research of artists, we used SoundCloud, as each member of the class had to find 3 songs to use for a video. I found 2 songs on SoundCloud that I liked, but instead used a song from a friend who I knew would be able to perform in our video, making the whole production process and branding the artist easier. We also use YouTube a lot. I found this especially useful for researching existing artists and videos from the same genre as ours, or with concept I was drawn to. Once I came up with concepts such as reversal, we would create a playlist on YouTube of videos which use this concept, which helps categorise our ideas. We were able to use channels such as Vivo to look at videos from the same genre as our artist, as well as recently released videos. Once I watched a few videos following a theme, similar videos were recommended by YouTube, helping us find new and interesting videos to draw inspiration from. I also used Spotify to find artists similar to Tom, which allowed us to research artists with a similar sound, allowing our video to follow conventions. Once we had come up with some videos as inspiration, we used Pinterest to research images to use as inspiration for our video. Here we could find images which helped to translate our ideas, such as lighting, mise-en-scene and costumes. To help with our research and planning, we documented all our research and planning on Blogger. This website had an easy-to-use format which allowed us to easily organise all our ideas, so that when we produced and edited our product, we could trace back to our ideas.
For the production and filming stage, we used a lot of media technologies. For the recording of our footage, we used 3 different cameras. One camera used was the Canon XF100. We used this handheld camera on a Manfrotto tripod in order to keep it steady with professional finish. This was a good camera as it was easy to use and carry due to the design. It also produced an interesting image with a wide zooming range. This led us to use it for our internal narrative shots, as we knew we had a lot of angle to shoot from in a small space, so the simplicity of the camera made it very easy to film. We also use it for interior shots for the character shots of our actors. We wanted to have some movement in our shots to cut between the rest of our footage to create a more interesting story, and the shots from this camera gave a clear, raw image, which we thought gave an interesting effect. Another camera we used was the Canon 7D. Although this is not primarily a filming camera, it was perfect for portrait shots of our actors, but instead of having some movement in the shots, we wanted clear, static shots to mirror those of our artists, creating some consistency. This camera was perfect for this, as it had a clear, focused image which made these shots of our actors' facial expression even more compelling. For our performance footage, we used a Canon 7D, which was perfect for filming in a studio. This camera created a clear, focused, beautiful shots of our artist. As the shots were so focused on the artist, it created a deeper connection with him, helping to create shots to help build a brand.
For lighting, we used a Dido light set and an LED light set, as well as coloured gels. For the narrative scene, we used both light sets as well as the gels. We used the LED light set as the main light and the Dido light set as supporting lights. We used the LED lights for our main lights, as they were easy to move around and were light. They also didn't get as hot as the Dido light set, making them less of a safety hazard. The LED lights were easy to use with dials to change the strength, as well as dials to change colours between gold and white light. We also used the Dido light set, but due to their weight and heating issues, we decided to try to use them less. We attached red and pink colour gels to all the lights to create a consistent theme of coloured lighting throughout our video. For our performance footage, we used the LED light set and the coloured gels. As the light set was easy to use and set up, we decided it would be the best option. We made the strength very high, so we had a brightly lit, professional studio look.
In post-production, we used a lot of media technologies and editing software. The main piece of software we used was Adobe Final Cut Pro. As we had used this before for our AS portfolios and had edited our preliminary tasks using the software, we were familiar with Final Cut, making it easier to use. Although as it is such a complex software, we still had some difficulties. We first made a rough edit where we edited together all the shots of the narrative scenes and then put some of the performance scenes throughout. Then we began to make our second edit. Once we watched this, we felt we needed more footage in order to make the video at a faster pace. We looked at a range of filters as well as adding a black border around the narrative footage. By doing this, we were able to separate the narrative and performance footage even more, making it more obvious that the narrative scene was more of a look into a couple's life, whereas performance was focusing on the artist.
For the research and planning of my DigiPagon website, I reviewed artists who were similar to mine, such as Phoenix, Tame Impala and Alt J. I researched each of their websites and wrote blog posts on Blogger. Once I had come up with a rough idea of what I wanted for my ancillary tasks, I used Pinterest to research images, which I could use for the DigiPagon website. This helped me organise my ideas. I also researched top albums and indie albums of the past 4 years on various websites such as Pitchfork and Enemy. Once I had decided on 3 main designs, I made mock digipacks using Photoshop. I made 3 digipacks, one with pink pixelated images, one with blurred dark images, and one with dark floral images. I then designed a photo shoot for the final images. I used a Dido light set and LED light set to create a constant 3-point light system, helping to create a cleaner professional image. I used the Canon 7D to take the photos of flowers as well as photos of our artist. To edit these photos, I used Photoshop, which by the time I edited them, I felt quite comfortable with. I tried to combine all my ideas together with smudges across the face, flowers and portraits. One form of media technology that I used to construct my website was Wix. This is a website builder which gives you a lot of creative freedom. To start off with, I researched what templates they had in all categories, such as Beard Boutique, Nail Lab and EPK. I used a template of Alexa Parks as a base, as I like the one-page layout. I then transformed this into my own website with my own images, buttons and fonts. I also used Vistaprint to create merchandise for my artist. This was easy to use as I had a photo for the merchandise, an idea I wanted to use.